Good morning, THC. We're continuing in our 50-day journey towards Pentecost, and if that wasn't exciting enough, we truly have a blessed opportunity, which once you've heard about it, we trust everyone will become as excited as we are.
And now, here are your morning announcements. Once again, we want to celebrate God's provision in leading us to our promised land. But there's still an opportunity for you to take part in the Building Fund. See a greeter after the service for more information. As we journey towards Pentecost, we have an opportunity to stay closer together as a body through our Facebook group called 50 Days from Passover to Pentecost, staking our claim for the future and opening up supply lines. Give yourself a gift and join up.
Plug in and receive encouraging posts to take you through this march to Pentecost. Start to Finish Run for Change event is taking place Wednesday, May 13th. If you're available to volunteer, please see Michelle or sign up with a greeter.
During this journey to Ascension and Pentecost, plug into a THC Connect group, Shabbat Friday, and a Wednesday night prayer call. Hey family, our very own Priscilla Akia's brother-in-law has been diagnosed with leukemia and is in dire need for a bone marrow transplant donor. This is a very urgent matter. We only have a few weeks, but you can make a difference if you act fast.
Even though he's most likely to find a match with someone from the Black, Caribbean, African community, we still invite all of you to consider registering. You may save a life. Please see a greeter after the service for information on how you can get involved. As we saw in the first part of Derek's testimony, God has a way of meeting us and our needs when we least expect it. Let's continue on and hear how important it is to be obedient when God speaks.
This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
So what happened now is I started really searching for a home church. Finding a home church was really where I started now becoming a true believer, because I knew I was now searching for that emptiness that I couldn't find in a nightclub or anything else. And then I started praying fervently and I said, okay, God, I know you're real, but I need to be real with you. I needed to have a personal relationship where it was real to me as I'm talking to you today. And he tested me. And I was an usher and everything in the church, but he said, okay, you need to move. I mean, I've been in this church for 15 years, but he's telling me to move. This is where most of my friends are and most of my connections. One day I had a meeting and I had to be in somewhere across the city, and I had to go, and I turned it on Joy. And I heard this deep voice guy on the radio, ha 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 ha. And I'm like, who's this? So he started talking. And I'm listening, and it's resonating with me. And I said, he really knows the Bible, because I'm reading the same thing he's preaching, and it was real to me, and it was even more than I'm getting. So I kept wanting to go to be in my car at 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day. And I said, okay, I got to meet this guy. After the third time going to the Hope Center, God said, this is your home. This is where you belong. He's feeding you now. He's feeding you real food, and I'm giving him real food. And that's when I made the change. It wasn't an easy process, let me tell you. It wasn't easy. But now, my life is just oozing with God. I'm not beating nobody over the head, but I'm just oozing, because God is real for me. And that's really how, he's resonated with me moving forward.
Hey church, last week, Pastor DeMola reminded us that God is mighty to save. We can't break the covenant with him because it's not between God and us, but between God and Jesus, and that we're held together in covenant through our Savior's shed blood for us.
Let's move through this week with a greater anticipation and expectation of what God is going to do in our lives and in the life of our brothers and sisters.